Good morning. This is the meeting of Baltimore City Council Education, Workforce, and Youth Committee is now called to order. I'm Councilman Stokes, Councilman Robert Stokes, representing the 12th District and Chairman of the committee. Those committee members are in attendance is Council Vice President Sharon Middleton.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
And Councilman Zico, member of the committee. We also have Trey Hayes, who is the committee staff person, Tiffany Macklin from President Mosby's office, and Tyler from Mayor Brandon Scott's office. Before we get started, we'll take a moment to turn off and silence your phone. Today, the committee is holding a hearing for Council Bill 24-0489, Children, Youth, and Families Youth Commission Amendments, for the purpose of amending the composition of the Youth Commission, providing for the compensation of the commission members, providing for the selection of certain officers, establishing the executive committee, providing for the membership and duties of the executive committee, requiring the adoption of a constitution and bylaws, updating the powers and duties of the commission, providing for staff of the commission, requiring agency cooperation with the commission, and generally related to amending certain provisions related to the commission. So what we're going to do is I'm going to do some committee reports real quick. City Solicitor's Office, stand by your...
Thank you, Chair Stokes. Jeff Hochstetler with the Solicitor's Office. We provided some proposed amendments and worked with the administration on finalizing those yesterday and can approve the bill for form and legal sufficiency with those amendments.
Thank you. Office of Civil Rights and Wage Enforcement.
Good morning, Mr. Chair. Dana Moore for the Office of Equity and Civil Rights. We reviewed the bill and are very enthusiastic in supporting the bill. We are particularly impressed with how the bill aligns the Youth Commission with other boards and commissions across the city. In particular, the mandate that city agencies cooperate and support the Youth Commission, as well as the provision of some compensation for the members. So we are in support.
Thank you. Department of Finance.
Good morning, Mr. Chair. Laura Larson, Budget Director. Our department has reviewed the bill, and we stand behind the bill response that we submitted. We are not in opposition.
Thank you. The Mayor's Office of Children and Family Success.
Good morning, Mr. Chair. Deborah Brooks, the Executive Director of the Mayor's Office of Children and Family Success. We stand behind the report that we submitted, and we've been in discussions, and we noted that there had been a lack of established systems and structures. However, this bill does establish those. We've also partnered with Community Law in Action, Annie Casey Foundation, Healing City, Baltimore's Promise, and local colleges and universities to support the commission. This partnership will address some of the areas that had been identified before, and we stand in support.
Thank you. So we're going to start off with you, Dr. Brooks. You had some few words you want to say, and then we're going to go over to Tyler. He's going to go through the amendments and the actual bill. And what we're going to do is each amendment we're going to explain. If committee members have any questions after each amendment, we're going to vote on each amendment individually.
Yes, so just wanted to also reiterate that we have worked very closely with agencies to ensure their support of the bill and of the amendments, and we are really looking forward to moving this bill forward. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, and then I'll just provide some brief remarks as well, and then walk through some of what's in the bill as well as the amendments. Good morning, Mr. Chair and members of the committee. The mayor has named prioritizing our youth cornerstone of this administration strategy for a safer, accountable, and more equitable Baltimore. The goals and actions in this pillar range including ensuring a quality education, providing modern recreation facilities, employment opportunities, support for disconnected youth, socio-emotional health, and engagement with city government. The Scott administration will ensure that young people are not just a topic of discussion, but are represented around the table and part of the process. And we're here today because City Council Bill 24-0489 is a testament to that prioritization of our young people. This bill makes the necessary updates to the Youth Commission ordinance to equip our young people with the tools and resources they need to thrive. By modernizing and refining the ordinance, we ensure that the Youth Commission remains a relevant and effective platform for youth engagement, amplifying their voices and driving positive change in our community. This bill recognizes that maintaining the status quo doesn't work. We all know that the Youth Commission has been inactive for some time, but with collaborative efforts between the administration, MOCFS, Chair Stokes, Vice President Middleton, we are ready to usher in a new era of engagement and effectiveness. To do this, amongst many things, this bill streamlines the work of the commission by removing the 14 non-voting agency representatives. These were representatives from multiple city agencies that require the agencies to appoint youth to represent them, which is unnecessary. So, instead of requiring the agencies to designate a non-voting member to the commission, this bill mandates city officials and city agencies to cooperate with the commission as the commission needs them. There will still be one young person from each of the 14 council districts, as well as 3 at-large young people recommended by the council president. This brings the total number of commission members to 17. Removes the provision that our young people serve on the commission without pay and requires that they be compensated for hours served. Sets a maximum 2-term limit for members of the commission, concurrent with that of the mayor. This change aims to ensure that we can foster a healthy turnover of ideas and promote diversity of perspectives within the commission to prevent stagnation, encourage fresh approaches to problem solving, and provide opportunities for new voices to contribute to the mission of the commission. Establishes an executive committee that consists of the commission chair, commission vice chair, treasurer, and 1 at-large member from one of the 3 council presidents' picks on the commission. It assigns the responsibility to appoint committees to assist the commission in carrying out its work, and provides that the executive committee is responsible for overseeing the support of, for overseeing the general oversight, the general administration of the commission with the support of MOCFS staff. It requires the commission to meet monthly, and it requires the commission to adopt bylaws within 60 days of electing the executive committee, and requires that the commission review, revise, and re-adopt its bylaws at the start of each new term. It removes the mayor and city council president as ex officio members of the commission. It requires the mayor's office of children and family success or its successor agency to provide staff to the commission and to provide capital support to the commission to perform its duties in accordance with the ordinance of estimates. It adjusts the duties of the commission. And finally, it requires, again, just to reiterate, because that's very important, that all city agencies and city officials cooperate with the commission. That was very important for the mayor. That is in this bill. These updates will strategically position our youth commission for success and establish continuity to prevent periods of dormancy. By implementing these improvements, we aim to create a sustainable framework that ensures the commission remains consistently active and effective in its mission. And just to close, our young people deserve it, and our city needs them at the table to ensure that their perspective is always centered in what we do in this building and elsewhere across the city. So thank you, Mr. Chair, members of the committee, and thank you, Vice President Middleton, for co-sponsoring this bill on behalf of the administration as well.
So do you want to go through the First Amendment for us? Thank you.
So I'll now walk through the amendments to the bill. Let me just pull this up so it's easier. So the First Amendment makes a change to, sorry, give me 1 second. It just pulled down. You move to page 2 of the bill. We're striking lines 11 and 12 in their entirety. When we initially were having conversations around the commission, it was important to the mayor that we lower the age from, it says in there, be 26. But we quickly realized that we would have to change the definition of youth in the city code. And that could impact young people's eligibility for programs that are currently using that definition to provide vital services. So we decided not to do that, and we just won't make any changes there. On the Second Amendment, is on page 3, in line 12, we are striking the number 2 I'm sorry, we're striking the number 3 and substituting the number 2, so that it will now read, a member may only serve a maximum of 2 terms. This is in accordance with the city charter. Moving on to amendment number 3, on page 4, we are striking lines 11 and 12 in their entirety. It is the Mayor's Office of Children and Family Success that will expend the funds authorized in the ordinance of estimates, not the executive committee. Okay, and then we are moving on to amendment number 4, which is on page 4. We are striking the words on line 24, Constitution and, it'll just read bylaws. Moving down to same page in line 26, striking Constitution and on that same page, strike line 25 in its entirety. So we are striking, and then moving on to page 5 in lines 1 through 3. Right, yeah, which is just striking the word Constitution from the ordinance, because that is something that they would lay out in their bylaws and doesn't need to be put into the text of the bill. And then finally, on amendment number 5, on page 5 in line 20, we are striking powers and duties and just substituting that with duties. And then we are striking lines 21 through 26 in its entirety. And that is because this reads here, engage, consult, and partner with a city official in any unit of city government. That's covered in that last part of the bill, which requires that city officials and city agencies work with the commission, cooperate with the commission as they need them to. So it was just a duplication in the bill. And that's all the amendments.
So what we're gonna do, actually, we're gonna vote on amendments that's in the bill already, all at one time. But right now, I think, Councilman Cohen, you had a question?
Yeah, thank you, Mr.
Councilman
Chair.
Smith.
Thank you, Taylor. I do want to just thank Director Brooks and Noel. I think this is really important as a value statement for our city. I think the Youth Commission has the potential to be a transformative vehicle for our young people to truly have input and impact on how we function as a government. And I think it's been unfortunate that it's been dormant for a while. And even before that, I would say that at times it has felt a little bit of a rubber stamp. Like we don't always take the young people particularly seriously. And so that's why I was glad to hear that, one, we're going to pay them. That's important. I've learned that from the work we do in trauma-informed care. 2, that city agencies are going to have to engage and listen, because I don't want to see our young people tokenized in any way or just treated as secondary or tertiary to the conversation. I think they need to be centered in how we function as a government, and I think this is a really important step. And I would just encourage 2 things. One is to make sure, I heard all the groups like CLIA and Healing City, and I love to see that level of partnership. Make sure the young people get trained in advocacy, in understanding city government, because I don't want them to be unprepared for the duties that they're going to take on. I think that's really important. And 2 is that we as adults are making sure that we're teeing up our agencies to be able to listen to our young people, because that's not a natural muscle memory that they'll necessarily have. So I think there's some work to do there. But again, I just want to say, from me as someone who started a career as a teacher, I think this is really important, and any support that I know my colleagues as well can provide to make this successful for our young people, I'm all in. So thank you for doing it. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. I want to recognize a member of the committee, Councilwoman Felicia Porter.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Council Vice President.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and I concur with my colleague of the First District, and I'm sure that really the entire council is elated that this commission is moving forward. And as the First District Councilman has said, it's important that our youth's voices are heard. We go to community meetings, and I think it's an incentive to invite our youth to start to be a part of community association meetings as well. And, you know, seeing a representative for each of our districts attend and be involved. And I think it's also a wonderful form of professional development. And I know when we get youth workers in our offices, we have to go over things like the way you dress, the way, you know, you speak. This is just another avenue of really helping, and it's like a resource for our youth. So young people that get picked for this commission, it has to be shown that it's an honor for them. I think this will help also in their resume building as they proceed and go to college or a trade or whatever their career path is. These are just continued ways to help and reach out for our youth. So appreciate you making the changes and just amending this to update, and I'm all for it. Just can't wait for it to happen. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Councilman Cohen.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Apologies. Last thing I want to say, and Madam Vice President reminded me, one opportunity that I think we have is to really connect the new Youth Commission with the new Office of Aging for the City of Baltimore. Madam Vice President has talked a lot, and we have about intergenerational relationships between our children and our older adults. And I think this re-platforming of the Youth Commission offers an opportunity for us to really model what intentional relationship building across the generations could look like. So I would just put that out as, you know, a really important part of that whole training that we're talking about is like, let's make sure that we're intentionally bringing this together with the Office of Aging so that there's just continuity, and a sense of like, we're in this together. I think that will send a really important message to the city. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
And real quick, Nia Redmond over in East Baltimore, she have a Grandparents' Day where she put the young people with our older adults. So that's something you might want to reach out to, what Councilman Cohen was talking about. That's already in place too. That's up and running. So.
And Mr. Chair, also, a lot of our senior centers have intergenerational, like prom events and things like that. So that's another excellent activity to strengthen the commission.
Thank you. So what we're going to do is I'm going to make a motion that we accept the 5 amendments from the Law Department.
So moved.
So moved by Councilwoman Vice President, second by Councilman Cohen. We're going to vote on this?
Yes.
Okay. Councilman Stokes is a yes. I'm sorry. I need to recognize Councilman Bullock, Chair of the committee. Councilman Bullock? Yes. Councilman Cohen? Yes. Councilman Glover is absent. Council Vice President?
Yes.
Councilwoman Porter? Yes. Councilman Torrance said he was on a call, so he's excused. The vote is completed. The motion passed. So is there a motion to before we do that, do we have any callers online? Okay. So we now gonna vote on the bill or just the amendments? Whoever had the bill.
The amendments and then the bill
Okay. So I'll make a motion that we accept the bill with the 5 amendments that already been voted on. Is there a motion? So moved by Councilwoman Middleton. Is there a second by Councilman Cohen? Councilman Stokes is a yes. Councilman Bullock? Councilman Cohen? Councilman Glover is absent. Council Vice President?
Yes?
Councilwoman Porter? Yes. This motion passed. I recognize Councilman Torrance, member of the committee. Aye. Okay, thank you. This will go on, this bill will place on second read on next council meeting. Before we adjourn this meeting, the hearing mentioned that the CYF Commission will come before the committee on Thursday, March the 21st, to give their annual update. This committee is adjourned. Thank you.